All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of making yourself a priority. So if you're hopping on, give me a good morning, give me a hello. Let me know, did you watch yesterday? If you're catching the replay, let me know you're catching the replay. And so welcome to day 2. I'm just going to pop this up on my feed here. So if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Good morning, Tammy. Welcome. And let's begin. So I just wanted to start off with how many of you guys took action in the last 24 hours to make yourself a priority? Let me know, say me in the comments. What did you do? What action did you do to make yourself a priority? So yesterday, just to do a little recap, we talked about 3 simple strategies to start making yourself a priority. Number 1 was to create a morning or an evening routine. And this was setting the intention to create time for yourself. So in the morning routine, we talked about a few different ideas of how you can implement questioning or things to do to create a morning routine. If you had got up this morning a little bit earlier, let me know. Or if you took time last night before you went to bed, let me know. So number 1 is to create some type of ritual or routine, to create consistency, to create time and space for yourself. When we don't create time and space for ourselves, we will fill it with what we discovered yesterday, which was part 2. It's tracking your time and energy. What are you doing in your day? What things are feeding and nurturing you? And what things are draining and depleting you? What things are actually feeding yourself to grow, to flourish, to nurture you? How many of those things in your day are directly for you? And then how many of those are for everybody else? And so our goal yesterday was to start taking a look, getting curious. Where are we spending our time? Who are we spending our time with? How are we feeling in that time? Do we feel energized, motivated? Is it in the alignment with who you want to be, how you want to grow yourself? Because really who you surround yourself is really important. We see this. Imagine ourselves a plant. If we're not feeding it, it's around negativity, all those types of things is going to influence and stunt the growth. And that's going to happen the same with us. We become like those we surround ourselves with. So really being fine-tuning, who are you around? Are they supporting, nurturing, and who are you giving energy to? Then that led us into step 3 about taking our personal power back. Anytime we are overgiving, anytime we are doing that is not in alignment or in service to ourselves, then it often creates a victimhood because we begin to blame, we point the finger of all these reasons and excuses why we are not a priority. Then we begin to think it's not our fault. It's all these other things why I can't be a priority. That creates victimhood, that creates us into this feeling that I'm powerless, I can't do anything about it. The truth is we do. And so we just need to take responsibility. We have to re-choose who and what we're doing. And by really honoring and saying, hey, I'm important, I'm enough, and I'm making myself a priority. And this is what it's going to look like. That was a little bit of yesterday's recap. So let me know in the comments if you took initiation today. If you're here watching this right now, then you're taking action. High five, because you are actually taking time to listen, to learn. But the important part after this is going to be you taking action to follow through for yourself. Okay. Okay, so after our go live yesterday, I had a few thoughts, of course. Just you get onto something and it just percolates. And the one thing I wanted just to ensure that you don't overwhelm yourself with this. You know, sometimes creating a change just needs to keep simple and consistent. So if you're going to, as you're going to make yourself a priority, I invite you to take little simple steps. It's a compound effect. The more you can take little simple steps and you can acknowledge every day something you've done for yourself, you've made yourself a priority. So keep this simple. Don't now say, oh, I got to get up a whole hour early and I have to do all this full hour routine. I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's going to be hard to maintain. So like yesterday, I suggested maybe 10 minutes before, 10 minutes earlier. And in those 10 minutes, what can you do to nurture and feed yourself? And as you start doing those little 10 minutes here, it creates momentum throughout your day to compound. You're going to be reminded of yourself. As you pose those questions like we did yesterday, it's going to be food for thought, and then your natural impulse towards your relationship with yourself begins to happen more frequently. Okay, so keep it simple. Try to be consistent. All right, some of the questions yesterday, I just want to ponder again today to create the rhythm or the routine, or create a pattern from yesterday. So if you have a pen and paper, I invite you to just pull that out. If you don't, that's okay. Just sit with this and allow your awareness to support you with the answers. So I invite you to every day, every morning. I suggest the morning because then you have the day for this to be the intention. First question is, what do you need from me? So really making yourself a priority is repairing and building a relationship with yourself. How many times do we ask ourselves, what do I need today? We often don't. We'll say this is everything we have to do, versus tuning in and asking ourselves, what is it I need today? So going in with your body, mind, soul, tune in. What do you need from me today? And to see. You might hear a voice, you might have an idea, something might pop up. How can I support you? How can I support you, body? How can I support you, mind? How can I support you, soul? What will nurture you today? What would nurture you today, body? What will nurture you today, heart? What would nurture you today, soul or mind? The next question, how can I deepen my relationship with you? And if you're not wanting to use mind, body, soul, another imagery or way to do this is your inner child, kind of a fine tuning, getting in touch with your inner child. Many times when we do this exercise, it's amazing we don't know where our inner child actually is. So let's just take a moment today, and as you're listening to this, make it interactive. The more you can just do now, you're putting things in motion versus listening and say, oh, I'll do that later tonight. So I invite you, if you're here, engage, participate, and put it into motion. So just close your eyes and imagine your inner child. And just get curious. Where is your inner child? If you can identify your inner child, where in your body, or are they even in the body? Might be outside of you. Using your imagination. Align yourself with your inner child. Where are they? How old are they? And different time frames might come up, because once again, we're on a journey of healing. And so there's going to be different timelines, different ages where we had maybe different stressors or emotional traumas or times that need to be healed. So when you use imagery of different timelines or with your inner child, that can just be a symbology of the timeline that you're actually going back to heal or repair or connect with that aspect or that timeline or a part of yourself. Okay. And then just ask that inner child, what do you need today? What do you want to do for fun? Or how can I nurture you? Whatever question just pops up for you, but build that conversation with them. And if that inner child is outside of the body, then invite, say, come into the heart. Come home. Then you might get curious. Why is my inner child not wanting to be in my body? What stories or memories, emotions that are keeping us disconnected, that are keeping us separated? And this is all about self-inquiry. And so the more that we can get curious and go inward and question ourselves and get curious about what's going on internally, it's amazing how life externally begins to shift and change for you. So that was a summary from yesterday, posing those questions around in service to self. So waking up, starting your day, becoming aware of self, asking yourself those questions, saying, hey, good morning. Good morning, inner self. What do we want to do today? Who do we want to be? So it's going to be today's big discussion or kind of conversation here. So, when we're creating change or trying to make ourselves a priority, understanding who we want to be, what we stand for, what are we wanting to experience, what do we desire, makes a lot of this easier when we have that clarity, because it makes our ability to decide or reframe our thinking so much easier because we know why. So once again, I'm going to invite you to get a pen and paper, continue journaling this. I'm going to pose a few questions and just get curious. So this is going to be maybe a thing in progress. So I'm going to pose questions and I invite you to reflect on them. That could be something, if you do meditation, to reflect on in meditation, or as soon as you're asked a question, it's amazing how it naturally sticks. It just kind of becomes a thought of the day. So who do you want to be? So think of this. In the next 30 days, who do you want to be? In the next 3 months, in the next year, who do you want to be? Now, I really love this question because oftentimes we think life happens to us. When we are in the doing mechanism, do, then we often are in survival mode. We're in that stress mode of action, of always having to do, or just in our identities and our stories and our expectations and our burdens. But really, we have the opportunity to actually create who we want to be. And when we pause for a moment and we shift our mindset from doing to actually allowing ourselves to be and getting curious, who and how do I want to be, life softens, time slows down. And so I invite you to just get a feeling of that, of creating yourself. Get curious. Who do you want to be? How do you want to create your life? Your life is here for you to create. But in order, we have to stop. We have to stop the doing and the distraction and being so busy that we're not hearing, we're not getting in tune, we're not aligned with ourselves. So I invite you to really subtly quiet your senses, eliminate the doing, and get curious. Who do you want to be? So I'm going to pose off a list of different areas of life just to start getting you curious, to start posing those questions to yourself of who do I want to be? And when we get clear of who we want to be, when we go to our time of what we're doing in our day, we can then reframe quite quickly and change that. That's part B. I'm kind of jumping ahead, but food for thought. Okay, so tune in, get curious. Who do I want to be? Knowing that you have the power, the capability, the opportunity to create yourself. You get to create who you want to be. You get to create the life that you desire. You truly do. But in order to do that, we have to get clear with ourselves and build that relationship. We have to create time and space for ourselves to be able to do that. So we have to declutter and eliminate all of the distractions. Many things we do in a day are distracting ourselves from ourselves. We are afraid to be intimate with ourselves. When we talk about intimacy, into me I see. When we don't have things to distract us, then we only have ourselves to be with. And it's a true gift to be curious and to want to build that relationship with yourself, to go inward and see. Okay. So I'm going to start with these questions. Write down anything that pops up. And if you're listening to this and multitasking, I invite you maybe stop multitasking, give yourself this time and space, or just allow the awareness to bubble up. So number 1, who do you want to be physically in relationship to your health and fitness, your relationship with your body? Who do you want to be? So don't get discouraged. So get curious. This is a matter of like looking at the big picture and letting yourself hear and see who you want to be. Don't get caught up in the how. Just give yourself the opportunity to be honest with yourself. Who do you want to be? Physically, with your health, your fitness, your body. What would that look like? This time next month, how would you like it to be? This time next year, how would you like that to be? Or even from here to summer, how would you like your summer to be? And then in a year's time, how do you want to feel? How do you want to be emotionally? How do you want to feel? How do you want to be within your mindset, your attitude? Who do you want to be within your career, within your profession, or your business? If you can create anything, what do you desire that to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be with your family, friends? How do you want to be socially? Just brainstorm, write it out. Who do you want to be financially? Who do you want to be spiritually with your personal growth? Okay, good. So those are food for thought for today. Start journaling that. Getting curious. Who do you want to be? Okay, so the more clear we get, add to that list as ideas come up, thoughts come up, add to it. This is a process. This is a journey. This is, no set in stone. So allow yourself to keep pondering those questions. Ask yourself every day, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be physically? Who do I want to be emotionally? Who do I want to be socially? Who do I want to be physically, like health-wise? How do I want to be professionally? And pose those questions. And then that keeps you striving and getting intimate with yourself to hear and align with different maybe aspects, personalities. How can I support that? How can I nurture that? Asking these questions will naturally create new awareness, new opportunities, new ideas. You're going to start meeting new people. And maybe, for an example, you've just tuned in, this is the first time you're hearing and listening to me. Whatever the case is, the universe, the divine will start aligning you with your path, with your journey, what's going to support, what's going to nurture you. Okay, so now you have some clarity of who you want to be. Step 2 now is taking a look at your list yesterday of your time. Where are you spending your time? What are you doing? Now, how many of those are in alignment with who you want to be? And just become aware, even cross off, tick off how many things that are not in alignment, that are not feeding, that won't nurture and support your growth in who you want to be. And then that's how you get to eliminate and create time and space. So you have to eliminate the things, the behaviors, the things that are no longer nurturing and serving you. You have to eliminate those to then create space for yourself to learn and grow, for you to make yourself a priority, saying, actually, that's not in alignment with me right now. This is who I want to be. You're going to say, no, this is going to create some time and space for me to grow into, to nurture the different ways of being. So we're going to have to, in order to grow and be and become a priority, we have to do different ways of being, because we've been conditioned of the doing. And so making yourself a priority is going to need to be anchored into different ways of being, different ways of making choices, different ways of activities that you're doing in a day to nurture and to support you. Okay, so I feel that's a lot to take in. So that was today's part 2, is really getting clear who you want it to be. And knowing who you want to be is going to support your ability to take action throughout your day to align. Is this serving me? Is this getting me to where I want to be? And as soon as you, and don't judge yourself. So throughout the day, and the more you do this, it's like a muscle. It's like a different workout for yourself. And once you get there, it's amazing how throughout your day, these questions will naturally pop up in your mind and you get to redecide, you get to reframe, you get to re-choose. So even though maybe you, I don't know, you fall into a habit or you're doing something on your list that you know that's not in alignment with who you want to be, don't judge yourself. Say, oh, interesting. And then just redecide to reframe to an activity or way of being that's actually going to support and nurture you into who you want to grow into. Okay. Awesome. So that was food for thought today. I really hope you take time to go inward and ask these questions, because making yourself a priority is really building and creating a relationship with yourself, taking the time in your day to hear, to listen. And these are just some questions to help support you to prompt that inner communication, that inner dialogue within yourself. Awesome. All right. So coming up into February, so I have an invitation to anyone who is wanting to commit to making themselves a priority. If you are saying, hey, this is something I really want to commit to, I really want to nurture, feed, and grow into who I want to be, then I have a 30-day series starting on Monday. We're going to start with the new moon. Ironically, new moon, new month, and the month of love of February. So I have a 30-day series through February, however many days, that I wanted to share an opportunity with you. So what this series looks like, this is what you'll receive if you choose to join. You'll receive a personal healing session with me. You can do it in person if you're close to me, or we can do it over Zoom, audio. We can also do these sessions from a distance. You're going to get a weekly tarot card, which we're going to wrap up our day today with a tarot card. You're going to get daily emails with daily exercises to support you in creating the habit of making yourself a priority. So every day there's going to be a little exercise, food for thought, a question to ponder, a journaling prompt, what have you. We're going to have a private Facebook group for us all to get together. We're going to be doing group healing sessions, healing, clearing sessions with our beliefs, our thoughts. What's in the way? Well, how are we sabotaging ourselves? What are our limitations? What are our excuses? Who and how are we giving our power away? And how can we take that back to begin to feed and nurture ourselves? And also weekly guided meditations. So that is kind of the structure of what it looks like. The first 6 people to register will receive a gift basket. There's a variety of goodies in here. So the first 6 people to register will get this. We're also going to be using the concept of pods or group buddy system. Now we know that in order to have success, in order to move forward and get results, creating connection and having support is really important. So throughout the series, we're also going to be having the pod dynamic and buddy system to hold each other accountable and create that support system throughout the month. So if any of you guys are interested in this series, the investment is $250, and that will get you access to the full series. And yeah, so we start Monday with the new moon, perfect timing to really close off the January, know where and who do we want to be, and then committing ourselves to taking action through February. So if you're interested, send me a message or put I'm in the comments and I will connect with you to get you registered. So to finish today off, these are my new set of cards that I got for Christmas. It was on my wish list. And I absolutely love these cards. And I use these as a fun way to ground myself, to get clarity. What is a focus or an intention? What is a message that I may be needing to support me through whatever I'm going through? They're quite pretty and fun. So I'm just going to take a moment. So this is part of the series where you'll get an individual card drawn for yourself every week to help give you food for thought, some reflection. Sometimes we're going through things and we're not understanding exactly how or why. And sometimes it's fun just using different tools and strategies to help us go inward to explore. So my intention is to draw a card that will support anyone who is on live right now, or anyone who follows through to watch the recording up to now to receive a message. Okay. I'm going to shuffle one more time, and then the card on top is going to be the card. All right. So our card today is called Movement. All right, so I'm going to read to you about the card Movement to summarize everything today. So even it's interesting. So when I ask, what does my body need today? So for an example, that's the first thing that kind of crossed my mind. For me today, something I needed was some movement. The word wasn't movement. I was like, I need to do some yoga. I need to get stretching. I need to give my body some of that attention. So movement. I'm just going to find it here, and I'm going to just read to you guys a little bit about this card and how it can support you. So as I'm finding movement, I don't know why I'm not finding it. Let me know, what's a takeaway you've got so far today? Or write in the comments, who do you want to be? Movement. Okay. So I'm going to show you the card again. Okay. So movement. Physical movement can quick start major shifts in your internal and external worlds. While this movement can take any form, keep in mind the type of movement we can invite into the, While this movement can take any form, keep in mind that the type of movement we can invite in, the emotions and experience associated with it. Intense and vigorous movement can help access our movement's power and fire. Slow and methodical movements can help us tap into our deeper feelings, and is especially helpful in releasing healing and deeper work. When we move our bodies, we are allowing any stuck, stagnant energies within us to flow, bringing space for new. What type of movement do you need, and how can you incorporate it into your day? The snake. So there's, of course, the snake was incorporated inside there. So the snake, just about every culture in the world has feared and revered the snake. They have become a powerful symbol of rebirth and transformation due to shedding of their skin. But there's so much to learn about the snake, especially of how it slithers. It takes science a long time to understand how a snake moves, and moves fast without legs. Initially, it was thought that they used their immediate environment to propel themselves forward. Example, pushing off the rocks. But eventually it was revealed that they used their scales to create friction with the Earth's surface, even on tiny grains of sand. And that friction, combined with contracting their powerful muscles, pushes them forward. We can call on the snake as a teacher for us using the friction in our life as an opportunity for movement. The dandelion. Dandelion has gotten a reputation of being an annoying weed, but in reality, this little plant packs a powerful punch. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals, vitamin C, fiber, potassium, iron, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus. There's many people actually put dandelion in their salads. Iron, calcium, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, to name a few. It holds an incredible medicine for the digestive system, and in particular our stomachs, liver, and pancreas. It supports us by stimulating the function of each organ while simultaneously detoxifying. In other words, it gets things moving. Emotionally, dandelion can support us in the same way. It can remove toxic imprints in our subtle bodies and attune us to the vibrant, empowered state. Fire opal. Fire opal is a stunning bright red-orange stone discovered in the areas where volcanoes and hot springs have been active. Compare a volcano to our internal landscape. The magma, the lava, is our life force, our passion, and our vibrancy. The layers of earth are metaphorical blocks for limiting beliefs. I am too embarrassed to go to the dance. I want to learn to draw, but hate not being good at something. Fire opal is the stone that helps us move through those layers of fear, shame, allowing our passion and lust for the experience to take hold. Call on the fire opal as a guide to restoring movement where you have stuckness. Awesome. That's today's card. Hopefully, if you had some insight, that card kind of rang true for you in some shape or form, you will be able to trust it, take action. Because most importantly, throughout any of this, you can hear and you can listen to all of these ideas and thoughts, but until you take action for yourself, no one else can do it for you. So I invite you today to take one simple action. What is one simple thing you can do today to nurture you, to make you a priority, and get curious? Who do you want to be? Take action, move forward, and align yourself to that. So thank you for each and every one of you guys for tuning in, catching the replays. And if you want to continue this journey, let me know in the comments or send me a private message and we'll get you registered for the 30-day series. Filled with much love and gratitude for you guys. Chat soon. Bye-bye.